Clay Helton will stay on as USC's head football coach, but most people are not happy about it. Sports anchor Keith DeMulder is here to break down fan reactions and what this will mean going forward. Keith?
Athletic Director Lynn Swann announced that Clay Helton will return for his 4th season as USC's head coach. Trojan fans this season have not been quiet about their disappointment with his head coaching. During Saturday's game, fans even hired a plane to fly a banner over the Coliseum that read, "Lynn Swann, please fire Clay Helton." Some fans didn't even bother to go to games. The average attendance this season at the Coliseum was 55,449, the lowest since 1987. In fact, USC never cracked the 60,000 mark for any home games this year. Students voiced their opinions today about keeping Coach Clay Helton around.
I've just heard he really isn't that great, especially with his offensive play calling.
That he's just a horrible coach. You know, that his rotations are really off.
He's only been around for 3 years, and so they had one bad season. But I think that if they stick with the team, they'll rally around him. And I think Lynn Swann's really excited. I think there's a lot of people really excited.
I think it was a very bad call on our football department. I just think that he's not a good coach at all.
In a statement released yesterday, Swann said, quote, "We agree that changes need to be made, and they will. Coach Helton has a plan in place to get USC back to the top." We'll have more later on in the show, including the results from our very own poll asking if Lynn Swann was right or wrong. Back to you, Trevor and Nikki.
Students were back on Thanksgiving break, and that didn't mean a break from losing football games.
Unfortunately not. We now bring in our sports guy, Keith DeMulder, to update us on USC football.
Trevor and Nikki, Coach Clay is back, at least for now. We'll break down what that means for USC football. USC men's basketball, meanwhile, put on their Nikes for a track meet with the Roadrunners from Cal State Bakersfield last night. And women's hoops has hopped on the victory train as they ride a 6-game winning streak. Annenberg TV Sports is next. Athletic Director Lynn Swann pulled out his best Ben E. King impression and is standing by his man, Clay Helton. Despite the 5-7 record, Swann is confident in riding Helton's tenure out. In a statement from Swann released yesterday, Swann emphasized that, quote, "I'm a strong advocate of consistency within a program, sticking by a leader, supporting them, and helping them and their team improve. Helton is here to stay, at least for now. But just because Lynn Swann has punched Helton's ticket doesn't mean that every Trojan fan is on board." Fans and former Trojans took to social media to express their support and disapproval. Former head coach Lane Kiffin simply tweeted a cryptic thumbs up at the decision. Former running back Lendell White put laughing emojis to the idea of Helton staying around as their head coach. Writer Josiah Johnson tweeted out a joke likening UCLA fans to a dancing Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And finally, writer Bruce Feldman said, "I know a lot of USC fans are clearly not happy about the news Clay Helton is staying on. I suspect if he makes a few strong staff hires, some of that will subside." And also taking a look at our poll on our Twitter page, do you think AD Lynn Swann made the right decision in keeping Coach Helton? 60 votes in, 80% say no. Meanwhile, 20% say yes. So clearly the decision is not a favored one among USC fans. We now bring in an expert in Sam Scalbania. We're the Spud Buds. We're here on the couch, some couch potatoes, talking USC football. Let's get right into it, Sam. USC this season, 5-7. Is it a total loss?
Obviously, 5-7 is not a good record for the fans to look at. A lot of displeasement. However, JT Daniels did have a good developmental freshman season. He had actually better numbers than Matt Barkley did, the last true freshman to start.
So taking a look at some of these losses, 7 losses for USC during the year, but there was more losses of seniors graduating. Who exactly is the biggest loss?
Well, we had a lot of losses on defense due to graduating, but the biggest one is definitely Cam Smith. He's the captain, he's the signal caller, and he leads the defense in every way. So that's definitely the biggest loss.
Taking a look at the head coaching staff, Helton suspected to bring somebody in. Who is your top pick in terms of the coaching staff to bring in for USC?
Well, I think it's got to be Michigan's Don Brown. He had the #1 defense in the country this season. They're just coming off a big loss to Ohio State, the rivalry game. So with the extra money from not firing Helton, I think that's the right choice.
Thanks so much, Sam. That's it from the couch. We're going to toss it now to some USC basketball. And much like my CD player in 5th grade, Usher was all you could hear. The same situation happened on Sunday night as an Usher, that being Jordan Usher, was lighting it up for USC men's basketball. Rakosovic and Usher were working their pick-and-roll magic all day Sunday. Usher with a three-pointer from downtown. That one was good. Taking a look at this crossover. Look at that. Up and under for two. Then Rakocevic with the one-hand slam-a-jamma. That one was good. And then look at this. Rakocevic to Usher. Usher with the two-hand jam. USC with the win, 90-75. Taking a gander at Usher's stats, the sophomore forward was Antarctic in his past two games, scoring just 2 points and attaining 5 fouls. Then last night, he exploded, 22 points on 8 for 11 shooting. Rakocevic, meanwhile, who was a secondary forward last year under Chimezie Metu, has shined, double-doubles on plenty and more blocks than a Lego set. Rakocevic should have a great senior year coming up. Much like my hand-me-down Rose Art markers in my 7th grade English class, the USC women's basketball team is also streaking right now after winning each of their 6 games this season. Just like her brother Shaquan, Alexis Aaron with a three-pointer from the far side. That was good. Take a look at this up and under bucket. Then you take a look at Aaron from the far side. That three-pointer, nothing but net. USC with the big win, 72-51. In their 6 games this year, the team has averaged 74 points offensively and allowed just 48 points defensively per game. They have stomped opponents, including an 82-39 victory over UC Santa Barbara a week and a half ago. In their past 3 games, Alexis Aaron, Minion, and her sister Mariah Moore, and Cheyenne Wallace have all been big scores for the women of Troy. Guys, also a big meet for USC swim and dive at Texas.
Yeah, this should be exciting already. Thank you so much,
Thank
Keith.
you. Thank you, Keith.
What a great story. Now, before we leave, this is our last Monday show the entire semester. We've enjoyed bringing the news to you, and we'd also like to congratulate our sports anchor, Keith DeMolder. He is now employed, working in Missoula, Montana. Is that a tear? Oh,
Hey.
Keith, we are so proud of you. So deserving.
We love
Really,
you so
really
much.
great.
All right.
Definitely
Really
miss
great
you
for you.
guys.
Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News on Mondays this entire semester. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Trevor Sahaki.
And I'm Nikki Walker. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com. Good night.